The funny thing is although Happiness doesn't sell, the album is all about making light out of the dark, and it's about accepting the darkness and accepting the things that you don't like about yourself or don't like about other things that makes you happy. So as it goes, the album themes are quite dark, and they're about depression, but it's all about how to accept depression and accept, I guess, the shadow part of your cycle, however you wanted to talk about it.
We wanted to kind of wrap it up in a more positive sounding.
Yeah.
The music's sometimes contradicts the lyrics, doesn't it? In places.
That's why it's a celebration of depression, and not in a sense of like saying it's a good thing, but in the way that you acknowledging it and embracing it rather than trying to ignore it, because that's not how it works. You can't run away from your problems, you can't run away from your troubles, and that's every song on the album is about how there's good in bad and bad in good, and there's light in dark and dark in light. Like Throne, for instance, is very clearly about turning all your grief into gold, turning all your negative experiences and all your hardships and all the stuff you've been through into something positive and something great. And if it weren't for all the stuff I've been through and the bands that was shit, we wouldn't have this great record, because we wouldn't have the content to talk about, and we wouldn't be strong people as strong as we are.
It's an old cliche, but it's true, isn't it?
Yeah, and the album is full of cliches, but what's funny is like that's what I realised the cliches are there for. That's when I went to rehab and stuff. There's no magic trick about getting better. There's no like secret to like overcoming it. It's all the simple things like talking helps and getting it out there. You know what I mean? And just all the little things that you go, that's the cliche, I've read that 1,000 times, but it's there for a reason. I don't think there's many bands that don't start off that way, where it's like you hide behind speed and noise and aggression, because usually for lack of musicianship and because that's just what you want to do at first. And I think with this album, the confidence really is there to strip it all back, and to if it needs a typical 4-chord progression, or it needs like lyrics that seem very simple, that's what it's going to get, because it's egoless, you know what I mean?
We made a conscious effort, didn't we, to kind of give everything, to try not to hide, not to put anything in there that didn't have a reason to be in there.
It is way more challenging to write simpler music, because it might sound simple, but to write music like that and actually be good is really difficult. Many bands write pop songs and stuff, but they're all for the most part, especially bands from our scene, they're just shit and they're pointless and they're not worth being. But I think
we felt like we could write good songs.
We haven't just wrote an album that's not metal for a reason. We've wrote it because we can write it better than a metal album,
because we feel like we're right. That's where we're getting the best stuff. Yeah.
With Sempiternal, for us, we squeezed metal and metalcore for everything it's got, every last drop, and
it wasn't what we were feeling.
Yeah, we either did it again or we pushed further. And
it's very hard to write music that you're not feeling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the stuff we were writing, we were like, we were so stoked on it, and we loved it so much. We just didn't want to write a song for someone else.
Yeah, if this album tanks, we're not going to revert back to what we used to do. We're going to do.
I'll carry on playing. We're going to carry on playing 50 people.
Yeah, we're going to carry on. We're going to progress from this. You know what I mean? We know we've wrote the best album we've ever written. It's up for people to decide whether that's true.